Welcome to another Baby Theater. Today, we're going to talk about the street. The Sesame Street. Yes. Long ago, there was a street. They were building it. And they made it pretty steep. Almost too steep. Too steep for any true cars to drive on. Too steep for any people to walk upon. No, that's true. So, what eventually became of this street, you say? Well, they named it Sesame Street. Yes, it was the street. The Sesame Street. Now, something interesting started to happen. A bunch of creatures that nobody'd ever seen before. A big bird, a trash can man named the Grouch. There was a vampire that came, but it wasn't Dracula. It was the Count. Yes. Boop. Oh, there was also a Snuffleupagus. But the Snuffleupagus didn't actually exist. It was just a figment of everyone's imagination. It was just a figment. Now, there were also two people that did end up making it. Bert and Ernie. They did. You see, they flew in on their rubber ducky. And that's the only way they were able to get in there to the town. Because the street was so steep, nobody could enter. So, the first thing that happened was Big Bird was like, hello everyone. You see, Big Bird was a scavenger bird. He really liked to eat just anything that he could get his hands on that was already killed. Yes. And so the Grouch had a really good time because he had all this trash. And in that trash, there were some dead bodies. The Big Bird could scavenge on. So it made a really good economy, you know. Because then Grouch could take some of Big Bird's feathers. Big Bird had his food, all he could eat. And everybody was pretty happy. Everybody was pretty content. Yeah. And that's until Bert and Ernie were there. And you see, there were a couple other famous critters that actually came to the street. There was actually somebody called Sharam. Sharam, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, Sharam was pretty cool. You know, he was actually a sparkly creature, almost like a unicorn. And Sharam, but there was also Sparkly Vix. Sparkly Vix was there. You know, she was more of a like a hump of clay. It would just bleep, roam around. You know, it's pretty crazy. And then, lastly, there was Hippity. Yeah, Hippity was a frog. Yeah, bouncing around, bouncing around. Yeah. And Hippity was pretty cool. Pretty cool. So Sharon, what happened was Bert and Ernie, little did the street know, the Sesame Street, that Bert and Ernie had a little something going on the side. They were serial killers. Yep. And they did it in teams. And so what would happen was Bert would be like, "Hi, why don't you come over and we'll have a party?" And Ernie would be there waiting, ready to chloroform him, knock him out. You know? Yeah. So it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. So then what happened? I don't know. So Shareem was like, "Okay, Bert, I'll hop on over with you." And Ernie was there, waiting. And this time, he had a pipe. And he hit Shareem over the head. Got him. He put him in a bag. And in this bag, okay? Okay. And in this bag, there were a bunch of scorpions. And he shook the bag up, and the scorpion stung him and stung him and stung him. He said, "Oh no!" He said, "Oh no, I don't like it." And then Bert was like, "Oh, good job, Ernie, you got him." And then they when he perspired and expired, they put him in the wall. They cemented him in, so he couldn't get out. Okay. There you go. Nice. So then, then they talked to Hippity. And Hippity was just hopping along. And Bert was like, "Hi, Hippity. I heard of it. It's a pretty hopping nightclub." He said, "Why don't you join me?" He said, "Why don't you join me in the nightclub with the hippy hoppity hippity hop, the hip hop hippity, and the hip no stop. You can't stop. Every night, and hip and hopping and all the time." And Hippity obviously was like, "That sounds awesome. I will join you. Yes, let's go right now. Jump, 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 jump. Hop, 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 hippity, hop, 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 hop." And he hopped right over. And Ernie, this time, had an even better plan. What he did was, he made this cavernous drop. It's like a trap. And Hippity Hippity just jumped right into it. No problem. There's spikes at the bottom. And Hippity went right into the spikes. Made lots of ouchies. He said, "I think one went through my head. Oh no." And then they went down and they poked him with a stick. And that way they were able to get him. They got him off the spikes and they put him in the wall along with Shareem. And then Sparkly, well, they were like, "Hey, Sparkly, why don't you come over to our house and play? And the Grouch was like, don't do it. And they've been there. The trash can man, he was like gnarly. And he said, don't, everybody that goes over there has a terrible time and they never come back and they leave the street. And so Sparkly was like, well, I don't know about this. Maybe Grouch is right. Maybe Trash Can Man says I shouldn't go. Maybe I shouldn't go. Maybe I shouldn't go. I don't know. I don't know. And Bert said, well, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. See, what's going to happen is we'll be in a public place. And we'll have a lot of fun. Everybody's going to be there. Big Bird's there. And I heard that the Count was coming. And it'll be pretty awesome. And Sparkly was like, well, I guess if it's going to be in a public place, I guess that's okay. And she went over, and it wasn't in a public place. It wasn't. No. But Sparkly had the upper hand this time. Because she knew that something was fishy. So when Ernie tried to go shoot her with a stun gun, she was able to dodge it really quickly. Wow, Sparkly. And she was like, woo! And she jumped up and she poked Ernie right in the nose. Boop! Just like that. Just boop, 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 boop. And that made him go, oh no! She's got us. She's got us, Bert. She's got us. Oh no. We gotta stop. We gotta stop. She's got us. And so Sparkly said, I'm out of the street. I'm getting out of this Sesame Street. I'm never coming back. Because you guys are lunatics. And crazy. I'm going to tell Big Bird on you. So she told Big Bird. And Big Bird, well, he said, oh, well, you see, I'm Big Bird. And what goes on in the street, I know everything about it, okay? So you don't have to tell me anything that I don't already know, right? And she says, well, but Bert and Ernie, they're serial killers. They've been killing people left and right over here in the street. And Big Bird said, just the outsiders. And Sparkly was like, what do you mean? And he's like, so Big Bird put a mask over her head and took her over to the Bert and Ernie house. And he said, I got a live one. And Bert and Ernie goes, no, Big Bird, we can't do this anymore for you. We can't do it. It's just not in our blood. We just don't have what it takes to do it anymore. And Big Bird was like, well, you gotta stay here in the street. And Bert and Ernie was like, well, don't put us on the homeless list again, Bert and Big Bird. You want? Oh, no. Okay, here we go. You got a burp? Maybe you got a burp. Maybe you got a burp. There we go. And Big Bird was like, you gotta do it. So then Bert and Ernie, they did it. They did their job for Big Bird. Then you know what? Guess what happened then? Then Big Bird said, wow, thanks a lot. Now, let me get in this wall and get my pickings. Because that's the thing, is Big Bird was a scavenger. You know? So the whole time, it was all set up by Big Bird. And Bert and Ernie didn't even want to do it. But they have to stay there because, I mean, they can't be homeless. They got to live somewhere. So they have to live on Sesame Street. What'd you think? Was that pretty good? Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. All right, well, see you next time.